Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm part of the team at Medway Libraries, and welcome to the third instalment of our collective read-through of The Mystery of Edwin Drood by Charles Dickens. This month we shall be reading chapters 10 to 12. So we're almost halfway through the read-through, but don't worry, if you haven't read the others yet, you can always catch up. I'm going to read you a short segment from chapter 10. That's to be smoothing the way. And needless to say, there will be spoilers along the way. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy this short segment. Following on from the confrontation between Edwin Drood and Neville Landless, the Reverend Crisparkle now approaches John Jasper to try and make the peace between the two young men. Jasper was lying asleep on the couch before the fire when, having ascended the postern stair and received no answer to his knock on the door, Mr. Crisparkle gently turned the handle and looked in. Long afterwards, he had cause to remember how Jasper sprang from the couch in a delirious state between sleeping and waking, and crying out, "What is the matter? Who did it?" "It is only I, Jasper. I am sorry to have disturbed you." The glare of his eyes settled down into a look of recognition, and he moved a chair or two to make a way to the fireside. "I was dreaming at a great rate, and am glad to be disturbed from an indigestive after-dinner sleep. Not to mention that you are always welcome." "Thank you. I am not confident," returned Mr. Crisparkle, as he sat himself down in the easy-chair placed for him, "that my subject will at first sight be quite as welcome as myself. But I am a minister of peace, and I pursue my subject in the interests of peace. In a word, Jasper, I want to establish peace between these two young fellows." A very perplexed expression took hold of Mr. Jasper's face. A very perplexing expression too, for Mr. Crisparkle could make nothing of it. "How?" was Jasper's inquiry, in a low and slow voice, after a silence. "For the how I come to you. I want to ask you to do me the great favour and service of interposing with your nephew (I have already interposed with Mr. Neville), and getting him to write you a short note, in his lively way, saying that he is willing to shake hands. I know what a good-natured fellow he is, and what influence you have with him, and without in the least defending Mr. Neville, we must all admit he was bitterly stung." Jasper turned that perplexed face towards the fire. Mr. Crisparkle, continuing to observe it, found it even more perplexing than before, inasmuch as it seemed to denote, which could hardly be, some close internal calculation. "I know that you are not prepossessed in Mr. Neville's favour," the Minor Canon was going on, when Jasper stopped him. "You have cause to say so. I am not, indeed." "Undoubtedly, and I admit his lamentable violence of temper, though I hope he and I will get the better of it between us. But I have exacted a very solemn promise from him as to his future demeanour towards your nephew, if you do kindly interpose, and I am sure he will keep it." "You are always responsible and trustworthy, Mr. Crisparkle. Do you really feel sure that you can answer for him so confidently?" "I do." The perplexed and perplexing look vanished. "Then you relieve my mind of a great dread and a heavy weight," said Jasper. "I will do it." I hope you enjoyed that short teaser from chapter 10. By the end of the chapter, Neville Landless and Edwin Drood will have agreed to dine alone with John Jasper on Christmas Eve. Is that such a good idea? There's only one way to find out. Keep reading. Remember, this month we're reading chapters 10 till 12 only. And please do join us at the Reading Drood blog, at the blog feed, where we've already got quite a lively discussion. Happy reading.